It's summer break, but not for San Diego High's cheerleaders. They're practicing a new stunt, one that sends a petite girl with an infectious smile twisting in the air.
I love my flyer. We throw her in the air for Christ's sake, and it's like I catch her and it's like, okay, I got you, we're cool.
16-year-old Marco Monzo towers over his teammates at the base of their formation, ready to catch every fall. It's his first year on the team.
Cheerleading was always the thing that caught my eye, so it's like, I want this. I want to be able to have a family other than my family.
A couple of years ago, Marco became homeless. He says his mother asked him to move out. Home had become a volatile place.
I was very angry because my father had left me, and I held a lot of anger. And I mean, it's a two-way street. I'm not going to say it was all my mother. My mother was a horrible person. It was also me. I mean, I guess I held a lot of the anger towards her, but it really wasn't towards her. So I was a very, very aggressive person, and she was also very aggressive.
Marco's mom could not be reached for this story. After Marco left home, he spent 7 months couch surfing, and he says he spent some nights on the street.
I would say homeless is not being able to go home for whatever reason. That you can't go home, you don't have a home, you feel like it's just you can't go there. You're on your own. You're independent. It's me and only me. So that's how it was. I was like, I don't have a family, I'm homeless now.
The San Diego County Office of Education estimates more than 23,000 students in the region experienced homelessness last school year. That can include children whose families are in shelters, on the streets, living in cars, or couch surfing. At San Diego High, administrators say about 20% of students experience those or similar situations. The estimates aren't perfect, but even more imperfect, says Mark Lim, is getting teens like Marco to fess up that they're alone and without a home. The Regional Task Force on the Homeless counted 145 such children when it did its annual count in January.
They're a very hard population to find. They're very sensitive about that issue. They don't want to be found, and they have a very big distrust with authority figures and teachers, police officers, etc.
Lim works at the Toussaint Academy downtown, where Marco now lives. It houses and supports up to 35 teens until they're 19. Their parents remain their guardians, but Toussaint gets the young people through high school and on to self-sufficiency.
What we serve is unaccompanied youth, so this kind of falls into characteristics of kids that aren't foster youth, not emancipated, but kind of in the middle ground there, which is still a very significant population. Kids that may not feel comfortable being at home or have no place to go, but don't necessarily want to be in the system yet. So where do these kids find their services? And that's where Toussaint Academy comes in.
Of the conflict is just describing the root causes.
Twice a week at Toussaint, tutors from C2 Education work with the teens to bring up their grades and chart a path toward college. When Marco was homeless, he had missed 150 days of school, and his GPA dropped to 1.0. After a little more than a year at Toussaint, he has a 3.5 GPA.
And now it's like, okay, my head is on tight, I know what I'm doing, and I can just look towards my future now instead of being worried about tomorrow.
Marco hopes that future includes a spot at UC Berkeley. His tutor, Saba Shafizadeh, is helping him bring up his SAT scores and complete the college application.
It's not if I go to school, it's when I go to school. It's not, if I go to school and get a job, it's what do I do in school to make the world a better place. Like their lexicon is different.
Marco says he wants to become a lawyer and leave his mark as a judge one day. But first, he wants to help get his cheer family to the national championship competition in February.
You ain't nobody.
Megan Burks, KPBS News.